Una see the reason why all that party withdraw. I told you see the reason because they don't get hope on the judiciary. They don't get trust on the judiciary. The judiciary was supposed to take the final verdict for this case. That they do mago, wuru. I said to Kamo. I said now this same government, now they in charge of judiciary. Now them, they bankroll them. Now them, they give them all the juicy life. So the boy said to Kamo, I said now father and few others. Now be the only better people where Nigeria get for their time. He said he don't know. He said he don't know. And right now, they don't fall into waiting they describe them put. How can the old judiciary that Nigeria put their hope on fail Nigerians? They fail Nigeria. They connived with INEC chairman and APC to forcefully, against the wish of the people they call democracy, they forcefully put Tinubu for there. They forcefully, you know why it's easy for them? Because they've been doing it. They've been doing it for years. But thank God for social media. Thank God for internet. Thank God for the beavers. Now can make Nigeria eyes clear. Say, so our vote has not been counting all this while. It's not like it's a new thing, my people. It's not a new thing that has been happening. But because this one was see me, see you on a broad day afternoon, they were snatching ballot paper and burning it. Now we tell no say, all the ones who they hear before they were true. Social media make our eye open. But these same people go come out to say, wait, social media, no, they believe again because they are not true. They'll come and do mago. Una remember what you have for answers vote for Tinubu. I'm telling you guys, they will not still vote for him. They will not still vote for him because Tinubu is here to explain about what happened to Nigerians during that time. Tinubu, I didn't say he will come out for one live video for Arise or for Channel or for to come answer questions, to come talk to the people. Maybe they would have been able to remove the anger they have in their mind. I didn't say incommats can't talk well, just as every other campaign president still come and talk. I didn't say Tinubu still come and talk. It was just, who was he campaigning for? Because it's a strategy. They know the various places where they go, put more pressure for their vote to come out or how they want to manipulate the whole thing. And that was why they declared him a winner. Now, only Tinubu time, now we say, yeah. So they declare person for middle of the night so everybody they sleep. Why men slept? Why men slept? Now Nigeria one has come to reality. The people, the evil people can sow seed, bad seed. Bad seed, why men slept? They give them presidency. We wake up, we see and say that they congratulate Tinubu. There is God, oh. There is God. We are not angry about anybody, whether APC, whether PDP, whether LP. What we're saying is that our vote must count, but the judiciary has failed Nigeria again. INEC failed. Judiciary failed. What is the hope of Nigeria? You don't do bad. 2 wrongs can't make it right. Never. It will never make it right. One thing you owe Nigerian is an explanation. Don't say, I want to build Nigeria. Let bygone be bygone. Can't be bygone. When you beat a child, be ready to hear the music of the child. My people, we could not watch the video.
Please. Morning, sir. Yes.
Well, we were here on Wednesday. The court gave us Wednesday as a day to come for our ruling. And then we were given the same information that the court was attending a conference and that the ruling had been adjourned to today. So I take it that at the time they were adjourning to today, they already knew that they would be out of whatever conference they were going to have. So we're here back today, and they are giving us the same excuse of the court attending a conference. We don't think that that is a fair way to treat us. You see, this thing, everybody has rights. I think the impression that as litigants, as people who approach the court, we have no rights. We are absolutely at the mercy of the system. It's a very wrong one. Respect begets respect. You have to respect me as a litigant, then I will respect you as the judex. So if the court, what we see is that we have not been fairly treated. I have been in Abuja for how long now? Nobody has asked me about my hotel bills. I practice from Lagos. If he wasn't going to sit, he should have told me. He should have told me on Wednesday, I'll be back in my chambers in Lagos now. But he asked me to come back today, only to get the same excuse. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair. And as far as I'm concerned, we are, by the grace of God, going to do something about it. In the sense that I think we need to sue. We need to bring it before the court so that it will be examined. What we have lost, the right that we sought is to restrain this swearing in. So by the court not sitting, we've lost a great deal.
That's right.
So who is going to pay for that? If you came and gave a ruling that we don't have a right, it will be understandable. Now you're seemingly staying away from the court. Makes me understand that we have a right, but for one reason or the other, you cannot find the courage to declare that right. So you are now trying to use absence from the court as a means of depriving me of that right. So I'm going to sue, you're going to pay. You will pay for it. You pay for it. You are going to tell me why you left the court. And we will fight it to Supreme Court. And maybe we will establish as a precedent that Nigerians ought not to be treated in this fashion.
That's right.
With all due respect to the learned Judex, for whom I have the greatest respect. But like I said, this ruling, it will not take 2 minutes.
That's right.
It will not take 2 minutes to deliver the ruling and then get back to any conference that, is attending. So what I want to say, I have said it, I have written to all the security agencies, I have written to major embassies, I've written to the American embassy, I've written to the British embassy, I've written to the French embassy, German embassy, and I've warned that you cannot make the mistake of installing an unconstitutional president in Nigeria.
That's right.
It will have been better that you resolve this question that we brought before the court. We are not saying that the question must be resolved in our favor. We brought the question here to be resolved. We have a right to have the question resolved. Like I always say, hearing belongs to me, decision belongs to the court. You understand? So you cannot make the mistake of installing somebody unconstitutionally. It's an overthrow of the Constitution. That person, now if you read section 1, subsection 2 of the Constitution, it says, no person or group of persons shall be permitted to take control of the federal government or any part of it, take control of federation or any part of it, except in accordance with the Constitution. That section invests every Nigerian with authority to resist whoever is sworn in.
That's right. Yes.
Contrary to the Constitution.
That's right.
Every Nigerian,
yes,
in every station of life,
yes,
wherever he is,
that's right,
that is an order from the Constitution to that person to resist whoever is sworn in unconstitutionally. Yes. So it must be that those who want to do this swearing in have conspired against democracy.
That's right.
And want to overthrow it.
Yes.
The Constitution says, section 14, subsection 2A, that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria.
That's right.
And they give consent to those who govern through the Constitution. So where you do not observe the Constitution, it means that you do not have the consent of the people to rule. The people have a right to say, we are not going to recognize you or acknowledge you. Yes. What is coming to Nigeria is what these people, they are behaving like children, as far as I'm concerned. They are behaving like children. We all saw Shonek on here. Somebody went with a decree or word of mouth, made somebody president and commander-in-chief. A court, it took just one declaration from a court, and it was gone. It's the same thing that we are, the same thing that we are getting into. Any court in Nigeria is invested with the authority to interpret the Constitution and can say that the person who calls himself president was not duly elected and therefore cannot answer that title and cannot give any instructions that should be obeyed. And that would be the beginning of crisis. We have warned against this. I don't know what is making them behave, think that it's a joke. I don't know how you will take 200 million Nigerians as a joke. You know, it's not going to happen. The Constitution says you go and have a second election, but you feel too big. Like I was explaining to someone, it's the same in discipline. Where you have red light, say stop. That's right. You feel too big because you are driving your Jeep, you don't stop. It's the same thing. It is the indiscipline in us that we have carried over to this exercise. The Constitution says you've not made it. You've not made 25% in Abuja. Nobody has told me that I'm wrong. There is no constitution. There is no court. I came to this court for the court to tell me that I'm wrong.
That's right.
Rather than telling me I'm wrong, the court, stays away from court.
Mutes.
The court cannot even look me in the eye. So nobody has told me I'm wrong. Nobody has the courage to tell me I'm wrong. Because I am right. So, the Constitution says you should go for a second election. It's a simple, very simple thing. Even if that second election does not produce a winner, you go for a third one.
That's right.
You feel too big to comply with the Constitution. Because all your life has been a life of indiscipline.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I'd like you to react to the judgment just delivered.
The what?
I'd like you to react to the judgment just delivered.
Okay. Yes. What's your question? There's so much noise.
I'd like you to react to the judgment just delivered.
Okay. We are counsel for the appellant PDP. The Supreme Court have dismissed our appeal, that we have no local standard, and that irrespective of the unlawfulness of what APC did, we are not members of APC and we cannot challenge it. Well, this is the Supreme Court. We can't, like I told them in court, we can't appeal to God. We will stop here. We are bound by their judgment. Right. Yeah? No, we have nothing. PDP didn't appeal on double nomination in the tribunal. Yes. Say, Joe Aggie, senior advocate. Joe Aggie.
Let my team members come. Please, gentlemen, I want the lawyers with me.
Okay.
Excuse me, let my lawyers come. Mabo, Thomas. I want my lawyers, please. I want my lawyers. No, don't need the lawyers. Mabo, you can. I talk about Sibe, you come. I better let the lawyers come. Where is he? Can you come up with me? Talk to the press for a change.
The Supreme Court has just delivered judgment in favor of the client. How do you react to it?
Well, there is no other way to react. It's been a long journey. We've been on this journey since July. The Supreme Court has spoken very, very loudly. And I think the significance of it is not so much for the judgment, which we ordinarily expected, considering that we believed from day one that this was a frivolous suit. And we have canvassed that in the High Court, in the Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court has affirmed that we were right. And the case has gone through the 3 layers of courts. And on no occasion, Supreme Court has ruled in favor of the respondents. But what I think is significant in all of this, because I must say this is perhaps the first time I'm going to have to speak with the press, is the pronouncement of the court that we should not use the social media, especially to intimidate the court. I'm sure in the last couple of days, we all would have seen what has been in the media, including some blackmail of the judges. And the Supreme Court has condemned that in very strong terms. The Supreme Court has also condemned us as lawyers who bring these frivolous actions. But above all, I think the Supreme Court has also, like the lead just said in the lead judgment, this is a policy court. It is a policy court. And the message there is clear. Those who are using all manner of frivolous actions, subterfuge, to want to derail the process of our transition, I think this is a message to all of them that they cannot use the judiciary. And on that score, I must also I must commend the courts, the Supreme Court, and not just the Supreme Court, but all layers of court that this matter has gone through. You will notice that the court had said the issue ordinarily would have been settled on locus, but they went into it just to let the record straight and to make a policy and to send a message loud and clear to the whole world that this kind of frivolous actions will not be entertained by this court. The matter is settled. This is the highest court of the land. Shetima was validly nominated in full compliance with the provisions of the electoral law and the Electoral Act and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And it has also been confirmed that he was indeed well and validly nominated and qualified. Thank you very much.
They are united and peaceful. Should go and arrest people who are talking from the 2 sides of their mouth, like Nasir El-Rufai, Nyesom Wike, or MC Olomo, Ahmed Bola Tinubu himself, and Femi Fani-Kayode, and the baby minister called Festus Keyamo. Those are the people that should be arrested. Those are the people that should be called to order, because their voice right now is causing chaos across the polity. And if we don't speak, it will continue. We were in this country in 2011 and 2015 when President Muhammadu Buhari himself made statements backed by the APC that they will form a parallel government. Our own parallel government we are forming is not a treasonable offense. It is a decision to disagree with whatever decision this President Muhammadu Buhari's administration will take come May 29. If they are in one side forming their government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu as president, we will be in the other side forming a government that will declare a winner for 2023 presidential election, which we already have the result. We have the results because we have agents scattered across Nigeria. It's going to be peaceful. We are going to announce the result, announce the winner, and declare the winner our own president. So it will be the president of the Nigerian masses. Because we have totally rejected the result provided by INEC as fake and false. So practically, come May 29, wherever we are going to do it, we are going to declare the winner of the Beavers. The winner is presented by the Beavers as president of Nigeria, as president of the Nigerian masses. And we will adhere to whatever the law says. It's not treasonable, and the fact remains that the right thing is being done. We are not fighting anybody. We are doing it peacefully. And if the president does not want to give us that request, it's a simple thing. He comes up and says, "My children, as your father, we don't want interim government. This is what we want," and we will obey. But for now, we'll keep demanding, and we'll keep demanding the release of the results given by the Beavers that have stated that somebody has won that election, and that election result must be counted.
As some state governors wind down their administration, the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, during the dissolution of the State Executive Council at Government House in Port Harcourt on Thursday, accused the previous administration of looting state property, even down to pillowcases and kitchen items. The governor boasted that unlike his predecessor, his administration will be leaving the government house and the state very fulfilled. Let's take a look.
We did not have an opportunity of anybody handing over to us. We never had an opportunity to be handed over any document. In fact, it was even difficult to get a parade vehicle. We had to borrow from the governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, who borrowed us the vehicle to do a parade on the swearing. That is how bad it was, how wicked the previous administration was, to the point where I couldn't pack to government house for more than a year because everything was looted, down to pillowcases, down to bed sheets were looted. The kitchen was looted. But that is not the case today. The governor-elect has been part of the government. The deputy governor-elect has been part of this government. We thank God that we are going to hand over successfully to the governor-elect.
All right. Rufai, over to you. I mean, but we must commend the River State governor, though. He has done a lot for the state. But I mean, looting pillowcases.
Oji, let's be very careful in life.
Okay.
The Yorubas have a saying, "Baba soku soja ara ile eni nimba." What it means, if you throw stones into the market, it will come back to you. Governor Wike is saying all of this and trying to be a saint now because he's not in good terms with Amechi. He said the last administration losing pillowcases. Governor Wike was invariably referring to himself. You know why? Please, can you let me ask Governor Wike, wasn't he a chief of staff to Amechi? Didn't he partake in that administration that said was looting pillowcases? So you see, when people want to attack other people, they end up forgetting that they are so embedded with the other person that they attack themselves. This is also the same Governor Wike. You know, property in Rivers State, bulldozing them, taking them over and things like that. A lot of people, there have been a lot of court injunctions as regards him not even going ahead to build on lands of cases that are still disputed in courts. But because he wants to smear Governor Amechi, he has forgotten now that he also served in the same government that they said that when they were going, they looted pillowcases and everything. The question we should ask is, wasn't he chief of staff to Governor Amechi at a point? And that's the question we should ask ourselves. And Nigerian politicians should watch it. Because you see, they think they're on top now. Before you know it, a couple of days to now, Fubara will come in, Fubara will become governor. Hope Governor Wike will not complain when Fubara too starts to assert dominance and say, I will not take this governor. Because you see, down the line, we've seen it. They will still fight, like politicians do. I'm not saying Governor Wike and Fubara will fight too. Fubara might be loyal to the governor. But it will get to a stage where the governor will want to assert itself. Hope he will not complain. Because you see, this game of politics, we forget that there's an end to it when we play it. But it is not also good for government officials to cut away government property when they are leaving. A lot of them do it too much. You remember the case of Oshun? How chairs and things even had to be returned. We should also tell government officials as they are leaving, government property is not your property. Things, you know, it's so bad, things as pot and pan and plates, even spoon, people take out of government property for their own benefit. We should disabuse that. Once you finish with your tenure, leave everything there and go. Don't loot.
All right, this is a very important story, Dr. Abadia, and we don't have much time to talk about this, so just
vandalism of
quickly.
government property is an offense. It's called theft. The fact that a person has served in a government position, has occupied government premises, does not mean when you are leaving, you cut away the things there. That's number one. Number two, yes, Wike was chief of staff to Amechi, but 2015, when they were cutting away the properties, he was just returning from Abuja as Minister of State. He became governor in 2015. And when he became governor in 2015, One of the issues he raised at the time was he went on a tour of, government house with, I think Dr. Abiye Sekebo was there. There were other persons who were there at the time, and they are alive, to either confirm or not. And he was showing that even kitchen utensils were taken away.
Yes.
Pillows were taken away. Who took the pillows away? Maybe the people who occupied government house at the time enjoyed pillow talk so much. They got a lot of excitement from pillow talk that they thought that the pillows should go home with them.
I mean,
so that
pillows, really pillows. How much do they?
You know about pillow talk now.
Yes, I do. And I think every adult knows about pillow talk. Dr. Martin, you will not.
No, because the government is saying they took pillowcases.
No, it's unacceptable. They should not. Dr. Martin, unfortunately,
we would like to hear from the people who were there.
Yes.
Kenneth Kobani and Dr. Abiye Sekebo, who were there. But Amechi is alive and well.
Yes.
Governor Rotimi Amechi.
He'll come out and respond.
I think he should defend himself.
Yes.
We want to know where the pillows and the pillowcases and who took them. Because we may go further and say they took pillowcases from the governor's bedroom.
The Bod TV board. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.